Okay, hi y'all. How y'all doing? Okay, we are back. Now I made my live video earlier and showed you guys how to make this wonderful homemade chocolate fudge icing. Now we are going to make a homemade chocolate cake. Um, First, what you're going to need are 2 cups of sugar, which I've already placed in the bowl. Then you want to add 1 3/4 cups of flour. And I've got a little cocoa powder in there because I had my cocoa powder in that bowl earlier. Okay, and then you want 3/4 cups of cocoa. Most they usually don't make 3/4 cups measuring cups. So what a 3/4 is a half a cup and a 1/4 cup. If you can always remember that, then you will always get your 3/4 cup. Okay, next you want a 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder and baking soda. And then you're going to want a teaspoon of salt. You want to add all your dry ingredients first. And so usually once I do that, then I use my whisk, which has been misplaced. If somebody else in my house does the dishes, they never put my things back where I have them. That is a man for you. Okay, so here's a whisk. So then I like to whisk up my dry ingredients. Sometimes when I add my dry ingredients together like this, instead of just throwing them in there, usually I throw them in there with like a strainer like this first, and then it sifts it. It sifts out all the lumps out of your sugar, the lumps out of your flour, and everything. But, you know, a little bit of that doesn't hurt anything, especially as good as this cake is going to be. Okay, so once you have your dry ingredients all whisked together, then we are going to start on the wet ingredients. So first we are going to start with the 2 eggs. Actually, for mine, I use 3 eggs because it will moisten your cake. It'll make your cake more moist. So if you ever even make a homemade cake, and your homemade cake calls for 2 eggs, always add an extra egg. If you used fake cake, which is box cake, I call them fake cakes because they're not near as good as homemade cakes. And the box usually calls for 2 eggs. You want to add an extra egg. That extra egg always gives your cake, makes it more moist. So I know I didn't whisk my eggs. You can whisk your eggs before you add them in here. This is just a kind of a quick video showing you how you can make a homemade chocolate cake. But yeah, could have whisked those eggs first. So then you add your egg. Once you get your eggs in there, then you want a cup of milk. I found these little tumbler cups more than a few years ago. It was before my granddaughter was born. When my daughter was actually pregnant with my granddaughter, I found a few of these at a garage sale. I think I have 6 or 7 of them, and they measure out 1 cup exactly. And they're great for that. Plus, they're great for the grandkids. You know, instead of giving them a big old cup, I can just give them one of these. And they're Tupperware, and you can't go wrong with Tupperware, right, ladies? Okay, and then after your 1 cup of milk, a half a cup of vegetable oil. And you know what is the craziest thing? All I can picture in my head is my cousin's daughter, and she knows who she is, watching me make this cake and cracking up at me. And if she watches this video, then I'm sure my cousin's daughter would be rolling laughing right now. She is the comedian in our family. She makes everybody laugh. She is the funniest person I know. She always brings a smile to my face. She is always so cheerful and so loving, and she was absolutely amazing. But all I can picture in my head right now is my cousin's daughter watching me make this cake, and she's laughing. But okay, so after you add your 3 eggs and your cup of milk and your half a cup of vegetable, then to this recipe, and I know this is not like your usual recipe, and this is not a box recipe, but we are going to add a cup of nearly boiling water to this. So I run my water through my coffee maker, if you can see the steam coming off of it. And I already had milk in this cup, so that's why it probably looks foggy. But a cup of water to this. I run the water through the coffee maker because it's faster than having to boil it on the stove. So then when I'm ready for my water, you know, it's already there and it's already ready for me to add. So we just added a cup of hot water, or boiling water, but that wasn't boiling, but it was to the point of boiling. So then I'm going to give that a good stir. And then we are going to add vanilla to this. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, or a good heaping tablespoon to it. And we're going to stir this up really, really, really good. I'm making this chocolate cake like I usually do for my son. It was his birthday on Saturday. He is 22 years old now. He is my youngest. I know I started early, but you know, I'm so thankful I did, because then when I was young, I had the energy to take care of my kids. Now my kids are grown and I have grandkids, and I'm just so thankful that I'm a grandmother, that my grandkids aren't here full time, because I just don't have the energy for them. I know, I need to lose weight too, and that's part of my issue. So anyways, this cake was always made by my grandmother. My grandparents raised me. If you don't know, it was my mom's parents who raised me. And my grandmother, she always made this chocolate cake for everybody's birthday every year. And this homemade chocolate fudge icing that's going to go on top of it when it is done. If you want to know how to make the homemade chocolate fudge icing, I have another video posted on my Facebook page where you can watch that and learn how to make that. So next, I grabbed my, sorry, I had to get my butt pan. I didn't quite prepare myself very well. So I usually use a butt pan like this to pour my cake in. So then once my cake, it cooks and it's cooled. Oh, there was a spider in there. Once it's cooled and everything, then there's this hole in the middle, and you can pour your icing down in there and around the cake, and it's perfect. But since everybody has to have a piece of this cake, and my son, who doesn't live at home anymore, thank God, my kids don't live at home, except for my son Michael. He comes home to sleep and eat, and then he works all day. He's such a good hard worker. I'm proud of him. But I'm thankful that I don't have kids at home anymore. The empty nest syndrome has came and gone. But anyways, so I found, okay, I can hear my cousin's daughter laughing at me. So I found these cake pans. Anyways, at Crest. I didn't find them, but you know, they sell them at Crest Foods is where I got them. So I thought this will be enough to make 2 of these. So that's what I'm going to do. So then there's one at home, because my great-granddad's going to, you know, my granddad, I don't know why I said great. He's going to want a slice. My husband's going to want a slice. My other son, Michael's going to want a slice. And I'm going to eat a slice even though I don't need it. I'm going to eat a slice. So I thought we'll make 2 small cakes this time. And those come with lids, which is absolutely great. And if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I was going to butter the pans before I put the cake mix in there. But I can't find the spray, and I thought the spray would be faster. But you know what? A stick of butter, and it's not softened. But anyways, if I had left this butter out and it was softened, that would have worked better. But I'll just put a little butter down. It's not going to matter so much if it sticks anyways, because this is the kind of cake you're going to eat from the cut out of the pan anyway, so I don't really care if it sticks. Blah, 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 blah. So my cousin's daughter is probably laughing at me as she could see this video. Okay. I miss my family. I miss my cousins and everybody. Okay, see, that was perfect. And I know I didn't butter that one. Oh, my Lord. Shame on me, but oh well, it'll be fine. So, scrape the rest of it out of here. Then I will put it in the oven, I think for about 350, 325, and let it cook until a knife inserted and it comes out clean. That's how I cook mine. My oven doesn't always cook things perfectly, so I don't really keep it in there for any set amount of time. But if your oven is wonderful, you want to put it in your oven for 350 for 30 to 35 minutes, or until your knife or your toothpick comes out clean. Once this is cooked and it's cooled, then we're going to add the icing and make another video for that. Alright, if you tuned in, thank you for watching. Alright, and I'll probably add a description or a link, prescription, blah, 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 blah. A link to my YouTube channel in here somewhere, not right now, but later. So then you could go on there and you can watch it. Alright, great, thanks, bye.